Good evening, everyone. We do want to first just apologize for the delay. Board Member Mitchell is having some technical difficulties with her Zoom getting that properly operating, but we're here now. And so Board Member Mitchell, we do have majority of our stakeholders in the room right now. So whenever you're ready, we can get started.
Yes. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I do apologize. I can't having technical difficulties with my camera. I've tried to restart several times and it's just not working. So I have to put up a picture so you don't see a black box. So I just wanted to let you all know that before we got started. That's why you don't see me, but you can hear me. So I do apologize for that. Welcome back. Welcome back to school. I just wanted to start off with welcoming everyone. I hope everybody had a wonderful summer break. I hope everybody had time to rejuvenate and get ready for this upcoming school year. I know there's been a lot of changes that is happening, and I just wanted to take the time to re-engage and with new parents, current parents, community members, new community members, just different people who has the interest in the Atlanta Public Schools. So I just want to say welcome back and thank you for your time this evening. Kind of want to jump in the meeting with updates, just to kind of let you all know what's happening and what is coming up. And then I'll yield some time for any questions that anyone may have. Tomorrow, this is just I'm sorry, let me not start with tomorrow. This is our district update as far as the activity that is going on with the board and the administration. So tomorrow we will begin our policy. We will start back our policy review committee meeting, which starts at a new time, which is going to be 10 a.m. It is streamed live, or you may attend in person. Then we also have a special call board meeting tomorrow, which you also could be it is streamed live and you can attend in person. I just want to make sure that everybody is aware that it is streamed and in person. So if you cannot make it down to the board office, we understand, but if you have the opportunity to watch it stream live, you can have that option as well. So I just want to make sure that we're clear that you have both options tomorrow at both meetings. August 28th will be board member Michelle Olympiadis, her virtual meeting. September 5th, we reconvene with our once a month monthly board meeting, but this will take place on Tuesday due to the Labor Day holiday, which is on Monday. September 14th will be Atlanta Public School Alumni Association meeting. September 21st is our next committee day. And then between September 1st and 30th, we want everyone to celebrate. If you are a graduate alumni of Atlanta Public Schools, that is our alumni month. So I would love to see APS Pride schools that you have graduated from, even if you haven't graduated from an APS school, but just able to show the pride that you have for our school district. September 9th is our 5K walk and run. You can walk or run. That's the good thing about it. If you can't run, you can walk. If you want to run, you don't have to walk. So it's open to everyone, kids, family members, students, community members. And I think we might have some links for people to register. We can drop in the chat. So that would be September 9th. September 30th is our APS School 150th anniversary celebration gala. I don't have the details on that, but I would definitely get those to you for those who would like to attend. It is open to the public. Is that correct, Keith? Just want to make sure it's not open to the public.
So no,
sure.
I mean, it's a ticketed event that you have to purchase a ticket for. And so more information will come as it relates to that part, but more information will come, but it is ticketed event.
Okay, great. Yeah. All right, next slide. So that's just a little bit of district updates.
And then,
Mhm.
if I could, Board Member Mitchell, one additional date that that is not here, but I definitely wanted to make sure that the public knew about was September the 28th, which is the APS, I mean the ABOE and City of Atlanta Joint Council meeting that would take place on September the 28th at, I want to say 5:30. I could be wrong, but yes, it's at 5:30 on September the 28th. And that
That's correct.
Yep, and that meeting would take place over at City of Atlanta, City Hall.
Okay, great. And I would like to welcome our district principals, our new principal to our district. I would like to start off with Principal Taylor, who is at Kadizzi West. Kadizzi West is in the old Adamsville Primary Elementary School, I believe. Principal Davis, Donna Davis, is the incoming and new principal at John Lewis Invictus Academy. I also have Principal Tiffany Franklin. She is the new principal at Beecher Hills Elementary School. And we have Principal Raymond Gardner, who is the Benjamin E. Mays High School principal. Principal Gardner was the principal at John Lewis Invictus Academy, and now he is at Benjamin E. Mays High School. So I just wanted to make sure everyone know about the new incoming principals that we have, new leadership that we have in District 5. And those were the changes with our school leadership. Okay. And I would like to take a moment to welcome interim superintendent Dr. Danielle Battle. Danielle Battle will begin on September 1st. She is our interim superintendent for 10 months. As you know, we had several statements that were released over the summer and the first week of school of the changes that we're making with our district leadership. Dr. Herring will not return. Well, Dr. Herring is transitioning as her role as our current superintendent on August 31st, but she will remain a partner with our district as she finished out several ongoing projects that she would like to see through. And I'd like to take the time just to kind of give you a little bit background about Danielle. She's been in the education field about a little bit over 30 years. She is not new to Atlanta Public Schools. She has been a principal at Parkside Elementary, King Middle School, associate superintendent, and interim chief of schools and academics. So I just want to take a moment to highlight Danielle Battle, who is coming in as our intern, and I look forward to working with her. I know there will be community engagement with Dr. Battle that will be coming up soon. I will keep you posted on that timeline and when that engagement will start to happen. Next slide. This is our new, well, not new, but this is our current school calendar for 2023 to 2024. Just so you know that we approved this calendar February 7th, 2022. Just want to make sure everyone has the updated link, know when our holidays are, also any days off for students, or just professional development for our district. So this is our current school year calendar. Keith, I'm not sure if we'll be able to drop a link in the chat just for people to have, just in case they need access to it. It is printable, so that you can have. Next slide, Keith. Yes, with all the changes that have been going on, I would like to take the time to let everyone know this is our new District 5. Well, actually, City of Atlanta, Atlanta Public Schools new district map. There have been some changes in terms of District 5 that encompass Atlanta City Council District 9 and Atlanta City Council District 10. Every 10 years, when we as a nation are involved with the census reporting, when that data comes back, it allows us to make the changes that we need to make as far as with new boundary lines, rezoning, redistricting. And so this is our new district map for Atlanta Board of Education, which we have here. I will say that there was a couple of changes to District 5. We no longer have Woodson Park. I'm sorry, Kip Woodson Park Elementary School. Well, not elementary school. We no longer have Woodson Park school in District 5. It is now in District 2, which is Aretta Baldwin. Also, we did not encompass the Grove Park community as we had before. It is now zoned into District 2, which is Aretta Baldwin. Also, I have moved more into the a couple of neighborhoods that were in the North Atlanta cluster. They're still in the North Atlanta cluster, but they are in District 5. Boundary lines, they are the neighborhoods, they're not the schools, but they are additional neighborhoods. So I just wanted to make sure that you all are aware of those changes. Also, I would like to just inform everyone that the milestone data has been out, and these are the milestone data in regards to where we are as a district, elementary school, high school, middle school, and the continual steps to improve our student proficiency in math and ELA gains. So I just will let this sit here for a moment for you all to take a look at it. For those who haven't, we do have links that are available, or I can send this data directly to you if you would like to keep up with the data. One of the things that we do as a school board, we are using and implementing the student outcome focused governance model. And we do the progress monitoring of our goals, our goals and guardrails that are in line with literacy, numeracy. And so I just wanted to say that as well. If anyone have any questions around the data, we'd be more happy to discuss once we run through a couple of slides. Keith, you can go to the next one. And of course, these are our student outcome focused governance updates. As I stated earlier, that we do progress monitoring for our goals and our guardrails during our monthly board meeting. We started back this August, which was this month, our first board meeting, doing our work session. You can find all of these reports on Assembly, and also you can reach out to us directly. I have no issue sending it directly to you. As a school board member, along with board member Katie Howard, we have participated in several trainings around, well, I would say cohorts, because all our board had the training regarding student outcome focused governance, but the cohorts that we have been involved with have been very intense. I felt like I was back in grad school writing 6-page papers on different reports of books that have so much valuable information regarding leadership, about strategies, effectiveness, and how boards can make a difference if we focus on students first. I am in a 9-month to a year cohort with the training. Like I said, it's very intense, but it's very helpful when it comes to the work that we do around student outcome focused governance. Also, board member Howard is in the implementation cohort with the student outcome focused governance as well. We will engage in a retreat in September. That date will be determined. to look at the current goals, if they will need to be modified or not. So just wanted to make sure that you're aware of that. And again, more information will be provided at a later date. And I'm not sure, is that all the slides? I can't remember. Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's just some of the highlights and updates I wanted to share with you all this evening. Now, I do want to mention that we did have our back to school bash. We prior to starting school, we had an open house on July 31st. And then we had the City of Atlanta National Night Out. I don't know if anybody were able to come to those in their neighborhood. One of the things I will say, I was able to distribute over 75 book bags with school supplies for any students that wasn't able to attend at some of the National Night Out, just so they can have access to additional supplies from our district. We also were part of the Usher Collier open house as well. I couldn't make everybody's, but I tried to make sure that I was able to stop by at least one school on July 31st. I did have a conflict with my schedule, which I was doing this student outcome focused governance training workshop, which is a 4-day workshop, but I did at least want to stop by at least one school just to welcome some of the kids back for the first day. And I look forward to this new year. I look forward to working with our new principals, our current principals, supporting parents and students in any way that I can. So I will open this last part for any questions that anybody may have, any concerns, any feedback, any recommendations at this time.
Yep. And so again, good evening. We have reached the portion of the meeting for our communities to engage directly with Board Member Mitchell. And so as we do for all of our meetings, we ask that you do raise your hand so that we can place you into the queue. We do ask, because we do have a lot of people on the call, that if you have any questions or any concerns, that you get directly to those, so that we can make sure that we have enough time to hear from everyone that wishes to provide questions or comments. And so we do have a team here from Family Engagement. I thought we do have Board Member Jones on the call. We have Travis Norvell, who's the Chief Strategy Officer, on the call as well. And I think we have Dr. Ford from Student Programs on the call as well. And so just wanted to acknowledge those people who are on the call as well. And so now, again, if you do have any questions or, any comments, anything, we ask that you do raise your hand at this time so that we can place you into a queue.
Thank you for that, Keith. I apologize. I didn't acknowledge our administration, and also just Board Jones. I was so upset that my camera didn't work, so I apologize.
You're good. And so it sounds like we have Michelle Hall.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Board Member Mitchell and also to Board Member Jones. I thank you so much for the updates. I was wanting to advocate for the board members to put through the vote for Tapestry Charter School. Okay. It's been over a year, and I understand with incredible amount of workload for you all as you consider the superintendent change, that we not delay that vote and that we press forward with that vote in September to serve APS students with neurodiversity or autism. And I just truly appreciate you giving that your consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Hall.
All right, thank you, Ms. Hall. Next, we have Chris Brown.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Greetings, board member. I just wanted to follow up about what do we stand in terms of family engagement? Prior to the close of school year, we had conversations around how we can improve family engagement at the local school level by getting support from the district and the board by supporting the funding salaries for those schools, lightening the burden especially for some of those turnaround schools who strive to come off the list, but it takes that burden of having to pick between art teacher or music teacher and family engagement as we strive to improve student outcome. So do you have an update or something that we could do in the district in the interim to help improve family engagement?
Thank you for your question and recommendation, Chris Brown, and thank you. Welcome back to you as well. I would like to defer to Keisha Copeland regarding anything new that's coming up with our family engagement for this year. I know that we are continuing to emphasize the importance of family engagement in our district and on the schools level. Let me just ask you, Chris Brown, are you referring to a particular school cluster or just in general APS as a whole?
APS as a whole is where we see the opportunity to have impact as some of the schools face some of the same challenges. So yes, district-wide through policy, again, somewhere we get department-wise family engagement, because again, family engagement big hit years ago. And
yes.
We know that some of our struggles in our lower performing schools is with parental engagement. And we see trends. This conversation is not new. We had this with our chief engagement officer, which I don't think we have that unique position anymore. That was in the superintendent's office. But again, looking at how we engage in our communities, how can we support you all? I know you have limited staff and resources, so it allows us to make sure that we have better connectivity and best practices.
Thank you for that. And I don't know if there's any updates around the parent engagement that will be pushed out this year. I don't know if you wanted to speak to that, Keisha Copeland, or not. I just need to know because then I will follow back up with you offline, Chris Brown, get you some additional information about the work that is being done currently around family engagement.
Hey, Board Member Mitchell, this is Travis. I thought I saw Keisha on, so I don't know if she fell off. But if she gets back on, I'm sure she'll talk a lot more about the work. But they are doing, or if B and Emily want to chime in or put in the chat, one of the big things that this team has been working on is building the capacity and supporting the parent liaisons that are at each school. That's one piece, as well as our family engagement leadership teams. We call them FELTs at each school. And there's been some really good capacity building and bringing the parent liaisons together by cluster or cross cluster, kind of talking about different ways to engage families and kind of strengthening that cohort of people. So when Keisha joins back on, she'll be able to provide a lot more information, but we appreciate Mr. Brown's advocacy for parent liaisons at every school. And I'll try to put in the link in the chat for the budget book. If you're interested, if your school has a parent liaison, you can look both on their website, on their staff, but also in the budget book, you can see if they allocated one in their budget for this year. And hopefully that's helpful.
Received, thanks.
All righty. Next we'll hear from Angel.
Hey there, Pastor Angel Maldonado here with the Path Church at Adamsville. My question is surrounding facilities and those that are specifically not in use. As some of you already know, we're deeply invested in the GA Towns Elementary School building here in Adamsville, and wondering how the change in role for the superintendent, how that transition is going to affect the facilities plan that they were supposedly working on during her stint in her role.
Good evening, Pastor. We're going to pick back up where we left in leadership, but the work hasn't stopped. So I don't know if we have a upcoming meeting in regards around facilities at the moment, but the plans that we rolled out before the school year ended and the voting on what was our surplus properties and what was surplus and disposable properties, that will remain the same. There's no change in that. When we speak to other things that are happening around facilities, I know there are some schools that are due for renovations that will be taking place. There was a few schools, it wasn't a lot. And then also, if you're referring to GA Town's school building that has been empty since 2019, and the plans around that the Adamsville community wanted, as far as what I would call a community incubator, I think some of those plans have changed. And when I say have changed, because I was aware and I was made aware that the building will be used for swing space when there will be, when for a upcoming renovation for, I believe, what school is it? Peyton Forest. I'm not sure. I believe it's Peyton Forest, but I'm not sure. But I don't have the dates when that will take place. But that was something that was made aware of right before the end of the school year. That was a change in District 5 in regards to facilities. Now, how does that affect the usage of GA Towns from now until whenever the renovation will take place? I'm not sure, but I'm willing to check in with our facilities department and give you an update, and also update the community members that were advocating to do more work in the community with GA Towns. I know we have the garden that our community has started, but as far as inside of the building, I will need to see exactly what is happening with those plans, and when that will take place. I'm not sure, but I will follow up with you on that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will put in a quick request. The landscaping hasn't been kept up, I think, for the
Okay.
first time. And so
Oh, wow.
it looks abandoned right now. And you know, if a building like that looks abandoned, it's gonna go bad really quickly. So if there's any way we can make sure we get that landscaping set up ASAP, that'd be really helpful for the community, I think.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you for letting us know about that.
No problem.
And,
Appreciate you all that you do.
all right. You're welcome, and we'll follow up with you.
All right, thank you. We'll next hear from Elizabeth Murray.
Good afternoon, or good evening. It's after 6 now. My question to Board Member Mitchell is, what is being done to ensure that every elementary student in this Atlanta public school system is exposed to the same fine arts or modern language course offerings?
It's shocking, because you want to feel as though your kids.
We have, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. I'm not sure we have anybody on for academics, but I do know that there has been an initiative to roll out more, how you can put it, consistent curriculum around the fine arts and English language. I think that's what you spoke about. Modern language. I'm sorry, modern language.
Oh, foreign language.
Foreign language. Okay. Foreign language. Okay. I'm a big advocacy about foreign language. I always think that our kids should learn more than one language. And my daughter's a product of that as well. Being in the dual language immersion since first grade. I would love to see that extended into several other schools as an offering. I think that is awesome. I've been advocating for it since I've been on the board since 2018. I'm still advocating for more language immersion. It's been difficult to get that in our clusters more. I'm just gonna be transparent with you. But the work is how can I put it?
Is it a priority to make sure that every child is exposed to music and art in elementary school?
It has been a priority of the board. It's been a priority of the board. It has been. It's just that it's other components and moving pieces that is with the implementation phase, but it has been a priority of the board that all students have access to that in elementary school. I know that a lot of times it depends on the capacity of what the school can actually do, but with the support of the administration, we can make those opportunities and have our students to get that exposure. I would love to engage more with you, Ms. Murray, regarding that, because I would like to give you additional information on what is actually currently happening right now so that you have that information, and then we can talk about what other things that you would like to see, and I'm open to take your recommendations.
All right, so do I email you personally?
Yes, you can.
All right.
And I'll put it in the chat. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Okay. I'll send it directly to you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Murray. So our next person is Dion.
Hello, thank you, Board Member Mitchell and others for being on tonight from APS. I had a question regarding the goals and guardrails. We, from my understanding, adopted these goals and guardrails for a couple year-long period. I would just like to confirm what those years are. But then the follow-up question is, unfortunately, the last meeting was not streamed and was only in person. And so many of us do not know what happened or what was discussed in that meeting. However, am I understanding it and kind of reading between the lines here that you guys are considering adoption of new goals and guardrails prior to that period that we had initially planned to do these goals and guardrails for?
Well, thank you, Dion, for the question. Goals and guardrails was adopted and approved in 2021. We did lower the baseline this year. And then also in regards to the the meeting that we had, was it last week? No. Was it? Yeah, it was last Monday, I believe. Can't remember. Yes, it was last Monday. Around goals and guardrails. It wasn't streamed live, but it was open to the public. I wasn't aware that it wasn't streamed until after the meeting. During the meeting, but it was open to the public, so anyone could have came down to central office to sit into that meeting. I know that wasn't communicated, so a lot of people who were planning on looking at it virtually didn't have access to it, so I apologize for that. As far as what was discussed during the meeting, we met with our coach, Ashley Paz. Ashley is a coach for different districts across the nation for student outcome focused governance. And we talked about where we are with our goals, what needed to take place if any changes were needed. I know we had a conversation and discussion on the dais, I can't remember, I think it was June, around lowering the targets for those goals. And we continued that discussion in the meeting last Monday with Ashley Paz. So there haven't been any action that's been taken around that now. We're just in that discussion trying to figure out exactly what needs to take place around the targets within those goals and if they need to be readjusted or not.
So the goals are staying as they are until what year?
The goals remain
and the guardrails.
The goals and guardrails
from now, 2021 until 2020.
I believe it was 2026.
So that is okay. So the goals and guardrails are going to stay the same until 2026.
Yes, goals and guardrails can be amended, tweaked a little bit, but the content of it stay the same. If we were to change anything, and this is just kind of what we've been learning in our coaching, it would be maybe modifying percentages. And that will be in line with modifying the target. Or we could modify the population that the goal or target is focused on. So there's two components that could happen. That's what we're continuing that discussion around, but no action has taken place yet. And there hasn't been any changes since the adoption around that component of the goals and guardrails since 2021.
Okay. And so just thank you for that clarification. It just seems like we are never really measuring anything and sticking with anything and following through with anything in terms of goals and guardrails, because something keeps changing. And it seems like we're trying to find the kids where the data is versus lifting up the kids, an actual setting of goals and lifting them up. So I just hope that we pick something and stick with it and do the work to monitor and track it.
And track it.
Because a lot of time is being spent on this and a lot of resources, and we're now finishing year, I don't even know, 3, 4. And we hear a lot about this, but it's not really being used as it was proposed to be used.
Thank you for your feedback. You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? All right, Chris Brown.
Yeah, Board Member Mitchell, I would love to see us take some type of district initiative. I know that it's a lot sometimes when we're trying to get things done at the board level. But out of all the feedback we get and all the engagement that you do in the community, is just taking some of these things that we're hearing and formulate a group to create think tanks about how we can help aid the processes and the recommendations to a lot of the issues that we're seeing, especially some of us that are active and our parents, and with things that we get a chance to see. So it allows us to do a little bit more engagement, but more at the district level. Is that something that, even if the community started, that's something that you can help support?
Yes. Yep. And you know how I like to be truly involved in and working with community and partnership and parents and any stakeholders. You can't serve the child without everyone being involved. And when they say it takes a village, it really does. So if it's an initiative that you, the community and parents want to push, yes, let's support it. It only helps what we're trying to do here, and that's to serve the students and give them the best education that we possibly can, and the best experience and the best exposure. And so, yes, Mr. Brown, I will work in partnership with you.
Received. Thank you.
Hey, Keisha.
Oh, she's there. I know she has her hand up. I didn't know
That's
she
it.
Okay.
Hey, Keisha.
I just saw it.
You come out.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, my apologies. I heard your question, Chris, and as soon as I was about to respond, my technology, I was kicked out of Zoom. So I do want to share that, do all of our schools have parent liaisons by role? No. But we have asked schools, and we've been doing this for the past, I'd say 3 to 4 years, for schools to identify they don't have a parent liaison, to identify someone on their team to actually lead the work for family engagement. So that is happening in our schools. Additionally, we have family engagement leadership teams at the school level that consist of an administrator, wraparound support, instructional staff, parent liaison, or a family engagement support staff to also support the family engagement initiative. And I also placed it in the chat that we meet monthly from a building capacity standpoint or provide professional learning for our parent liaisons and family engagement support staff. So that's a mix of counselors, social workers, school business managers, sometimes APs that are able to twofold share what they're doing at the school level, and then also us sharing either what we're doing at the district level across departments and or with our community agents.
Receive.
Thank you, Ms. Copeland, for
You're
that
welcome.
update. That is very important to know. Thank you.
All righty, anyone else? All righty.
Well, if that is all, I will give you all back 8 minutes of your time. Oh, no, we got one of our famous community advocates, Ms. Dawn Brockington Shaw. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Board Member Mitchell. I actually want to say something really quick. Hey, I'm happy about two things. One, I'm happy with the principal at Mays High School, Ramon Garner. He is starting that year off with a bang. The energy, the morale, just everything has improved. You can feel it when you walk in the building. So great decision there. And second, I'm happy with our interim superintendent, Dr. Danielle Battle. So yeah, happy with those two decisions. That's all I have for tonight.
Well, thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for your comments.
All right, Dion.
Tough topic, Board Member Mitchell. Do you have anything or any updates regarding safety and security, APS and APD working together at the sports games? I know both at the Henderson Stadium by Midtown and the Lakewood Stadium, there were challenges on Thursday and Friday, which led to incidences. Is there any updates or anything that you can give us on that?
Yes, I will say that our police force, task force department, I'm sorry, you say police department, is working on a plan around those preventative measures so we don't have those same type of incidents. I can't go into depth what those plans are. We receive updates as they come, but they are working with the Atlanta Police Department in conjunction with their internal employees, along with the school staff, with different strategies on how to prevent a lot of this activity from happening. But at the same time, I've had several people reach out to me and support. How can they support APS police officers? How can they provide any type of support so they can better get a grip on, the large crowds with the students, and I've sent that over to administration as early as this morning, because again, I have heard the concerns of parents, I have heard the concerns of community, and I am sending that information over to Chief Applin for him to look into. I can't tell him exactly how it should be done, but I can offer and send anything that I receive to him to look into as well. But they are doing what they can do to prevent a lot of this type of activity, and they are working in partnership with the different municipality police departments, and looking at different strategies and plans within our own administration. And that's the only that's the only update I can give you now, because I don't know those plans, but I know we have been receiving updates around that.
Will we be getting any communication from Dr. Herring or Chief Applin as a community going into this week's games, or?
I can follow up with you on that tomorrow while I'm down at the board office for committee day, and let you know if there's anything that's going to be rolled out or any communication, because I do think that's important as well, but I don't have that information right now.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I think communication from Dr. Herring regarding that going into this week and more games, what we can do as parents to help.
Yes.
This is a team approach, and or an update from Chief Applin on what they can share with us. That would be greatly appreciated.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty.
Oh, and thank you for putting that in the chat, Travis. So on September 7th, Chief Applin will have a town hall in North Atlanta. That's hosted by the North Atlanta Parents for Public Schools. It's the cluster town hall regarding safety and security for anyone who wants to drop in or watch it stream. And if you have any questions, you're able to either ask them in person or submit them on online. So I just want to make sure you have the opportunity to engage with Chief Applin as well.
What's that date?
That is September 7th, and that's going to be at North Atlanta High School. It's in the chat. Not sure what time. What I can do, I can grab, I'm sorry, not grab, but I can get the flyer and send it out to anyone who's interested. Well, I send it out to everyone on this call, so at least you have it, and we'll post it to Facebook. Thank you for dropping it in the chat. So is there, thank you, Dion, for dropping it in the chat. I see it now.
Could you advocate for those in every cluster? I know I reached out to our officer when I saw that at the school. I attended the NAPS one they had last year, and it was very informative and provided some cluster data for North Atlanta. I'm not a North Atlanta parent, but would appreciate one in Midtown. I know he's looking at dates for that, and I hope that that is provided to the other clusters as well. I know you take this feedback and make actions happen, so I just wanted to voice that for other parents that don't know about this meeting or haven't been. It was very informative last year.
Good. Yeah, I don't know. Is Chief Applin doing something that cluster to cluster? I'm not sure, but I will find out, because I do think it's important. Every cluster is unique, and addressing those uniqueness are very informative for parents to understand exactly what has happened. So I do think cluster to cluster would be good, but I don't know if he's hosting those that way, but I will definitely find out. And I know we're running on time, but I do want to take a minute to go back over to Don Brocken and Shaw before we
I
close.
just wanted to piggyback with Board Mitchell that I will work with you to see if you can come to the Maze cluster with EMC Squared.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so if you're doing the SINs and naps, then I'll, to see if we can do EMC Squared. So I'll reach out to you, and I'll work with you and Keith last. I don't know. Keith is like, how did you put my name into it? So yeah.
No, it's all good. Thank you.
I'm glad you threw my name down. Let's work.
To see if we can get Chief Applin over here. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. No, that sounds good. Yeah, we can do that. Well, we are right at 6:30. I don't want to take too much of your time this evening, but I do thank you all for coming on and giving us your time to talk about what is, just allow me to give you the updates in District 5, and also listening to your recommendations, concerns, and addressing anything that I can. What I cannot address at this moment, I will follow up with you as always. I do apologize that I had technical difficulties with my camera because I always have my camera on, but tonight I can't. So I had to have a still picture instead of you looking at a black box. So I apologize for that. We'll work on whatever we need to fix so it doesn't happen at the next meeting. I do want to update you that we are not doing monthly meetings every month. I think, Keith, we moved to every other month. And so that will be the new change with our community, well, the different board members' community meetings. So I just want to make you aware of that. But in the meantime, if you have anything that you want to talk about, meet about, you could know where you can reach me. You could call me. You can email me, text me. You know, I'm around.
Yeah.
I'm not hiding.
And I also wanted to add to Board Member Mitchell. So you are correct. We have moved to doing every other month. And so this month we are doing all of our odd numbers. And so next month we will do all of our even numbers, and then it will continue moving in that rhythm, in that cadence, I should say. What we're also doing this year as well, thankful for the strategy team and our office, but we have pretty much put together a plan that after every board meeting, that first Thursday after the board meeting, Travis team and office will lead engagement sessions around South G, all of the things that were discussed during the board meeting around South G. And so that'll give community opportunity to, do a deeper dive and ask those questions and get more clarity around the information that was shared then at the board meetings. And he's also dropped the link just so you guys can stay engaged and informed about the dates and everything that is coming up. And so as always, we do encourage you guys to please utilize the Let's Talk. That is the best way to get response, and we want you guys to engage directly with board members, administration, school leadership. Please utilize Let's Talk. Keep inputting your information there. They give us a tracking system and a way to hold everyone accountable to make sure that you guys receive response in a timely manner. So yeah, we just encourage you guys to continue to stay engaged.
Yep. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, you all have a good evening. And for those of you that are going to stream in or come to the committee meetings tomorrow, I'll see you there.
All right. Have a great night, everybody.